Let's be real. Does it ever feel like your fitness goals are just completely at war with your schedule? Well, today, we're diving into the science of the minimum effective dose. What is the absolute least you can do to not just keep, but actually build muscle, even when you feel like you have zero time?
You know that feeling, right? That little voice in your head that says you have to be in the gym for an hour, 5 days a week, or it's not even worth going. It's like, if you can't give it 100%, you might as well give it zero. But what if that whole idea is just completely wrong?
Yeah, that mindset, that is a total trap. We call it the all-or-nothing trap. It's this deep-seated fear that if life gets in the way, and let's face it, life always gets in the way, all your hard work is just going to evaporate.
And hey, if you're nodding along right now, you are so not alone. Study after study consistently shows that the #1 reason people fall off the wagon with exercise is a lack of time. It's a universal problem, but trust me, the solution is way simpler than you think.
And that fear of losing your gains, it's not just in your head, it's real. The science is crystal clear. When you stop training altogether, your body starts to detrain. That clock starts ticking. After week 1, not much changes. But by week 2, you'll feel it. And within 3 weeks, you're looking at significant losses in both strength and actual muscle size.
But here is the absolute game changer. This is the core idea I want you to walk away with. The amount of work you need to do just to maintain your progress is dramatically, almost laughably less than what it took to build it in the first place. This idea, it changes everything.
So what is it? What's that magic number? What's the absolute bare minimum you can get away with and still see results, or at least not go backward? Okay, let's get into the science of your minimum effective dose.
I want you to remember this number. 4. Just 4. This might be the single most important number for anyone who's struggling to stay consistent.
So, what's the deal with 4? Well, that is your minimum effective dose. To actually stimulate new muscle growth, the research points to a target of at least 4 hard sets per muscle group per week. That's the key part, per week, not per day. That gives you so much flexibility.
And this chart shows it perfectly. It's the law of diminishing returns in action. A big 2017 meta-analysis broke it all down. Sure, doing 10 or more sets a week gives you the biggest gains, about a 10% increase. But look all the way to the left. Doing fewer than 5 sets still gets you about a 5% gain in muscle. Think about that. That's half the results for way less than half the work. It proves that a little bit is infinitely better than nothing.
Okay, so we've got our number, at least 4 hard sets. Awesome. But how in the world do we actually do that in the most efficient way possible? Well, it all comes down to just 3 core types of movement.
To get the most bang for your buck, you've got to be smart about your exercise choices. The science points to a few key principles. You want to prioritize big, compound exercises that use multiple joints at once. So think squats, not leg extensions. You want to use both arms or both legs at the same time, and you want to use a full range of motion. This is how you hit the most muscle in the shortest amount of time.
And look how simple this makes things. You can effectively train your entire body with just 3 fundamental moves: a lower body press like a squat, an upper body push like a bench press, and an upper body pull like a row. You do 4 hard sets of each of those, and bam, you've hit your minimum effective dose for pretty much every major muscle in your body.
But what if even that feels like too much? What if you need to be in and out of the gym like yesterday? Now that you have the foundation, there are some really cool science-backed techniques to compress your workout time even more. It's all about getting clever with your rest.
First up, supersets. You've probably heard of these. Instead of doing a set, then resting for 2 or 3 minutes, you pair 2 exercises for different muscle groups. You do a set of, say, bench press, then immediately do a set of rows, and then you rest. This one little change can literally cut your workout time in half without sacrificing any of the work.
Next, we have drop sets. And I'm not going to lie, these are intense. You do a set until you physically cannot do another rep, then you immediately lower the weight by about 20% and go to failure all over again. The payoff? You cram a massive amount of volume into one single extended set. It's tough, but man, is it efficient.
And finally, there's rest pause training. With this technique, you're basically breaking up one long set into several mini sets. So you'll lift until you can't anymore, rest for just 20 seconds, just enough to catch your breath, and then squeeze out a few more reps. It's an incredible way to lift heavier for more total reps than you normally could.
So we know how to build muscle efficiently. But what about that nagging fear, right? That voice that says you're going to lose it all the second life gets crazy. Well, this is where the news gets even better. This is the real relief.
Get ready for this because it is probably the most powerful takeaway of this entire explainer. A landmark study found that younger adults could fully maintain both their strength and their muscle size with just a single, brief workout session per week. Let that sink in. 1 session.
And this chart right here shows you exactly how they proved it. It's amazing. They had people build muscle for 16 weeks, training 3 times a week. Then, for the next 32 weeks, that's 8 months, they slashed their training volume down to just 1 workout a week. And the result? They lost nothing. No strength, no muscle. Their gains were still there for over 8 months.
This all really points to a brand new mindset. It's not about being perfect, it's just about being consistent. And that mindset gives you permission to ditch the time wasters. You can totally skip the long cardio warm-up. A few lighter reps of your first exercise is all you need. And unless you're specifically training for flexibility, you don't need to do a bunch of stretching. It's all about doing what's effective, not just what you've always been told to do.
So that whole all-or-nothing approach, it's a myth. It's a trap. The science is incredibly clear. Having a strong, healthy body doesn't require all of your time. It just requires the right amount of your time. So the only question left is, what are you going to do with all that time you just got back?